Nobody was expecting everything. Frenchmen came up and said, there's a whole shitload of Germans and tanks and guns and everything just over there. And they told this to one of the guys in the 120th Regiment. And he went off and told his company commander, and he was told by his regimental commander to stop spreading rumours. And Hitler called this Operation Lüttich. And on the 8th of August, the Germans went over here. Now, we are at the moment on top of point 314. And you are going to see in 2 seconds why it was so important, and boy are you going to see how important it was. There was one battalion, not even a whole battalion. You guys seem to like losing your battalions. You did it in the First World War as well, and a couple of times in Vietnam too, and once up here. Battalion is normally about 850 guys. It was about 500 guys up here, and they weren't even a whole battalion. They were actually 2 bits of 2 separate battalions. And they were just sitting around up the top here, and they had a guy with them called Lieutenant Robert Weiss, and he was an artillery spotter. Somebody was asking me, you were asking me about artillery spotters the other day at Pointe du Hoc, and boy are you going to see how important good observation is for artillery spotters in a minute. Because this guy, using no greater weapon than his radio, was the one who kept the lost battalion in one piece up here. Because every time the Germans came in, he just called on the radio and said, I'd really rather like you to fire a few shots, i.e. as many as you have, at this particular section on the roads to cream these guys who are coming up with tanks. This is a battalion of infantry. They got 2 or 3 bazookas, a couple of machine guns, a couple of mortars. This is pop guns for firing against tanks, but they got radios. Now, Weiss had his positions here around Mortain, and this is the front line here at the moment, what we were looking at. Mortain is just here, and the Germans were going straight through Mortain over here to Avranches. This is the coastline just here off to my left. All they've got to do is get 20 miles across here, and they're going to cut off the American forces.